Using a 19mm socket, let's go ahead and remove our lug nuts. Remove the wheel and set it aside. Grab your wheel, remove it, set it aside. I'm going to go ahead and remove our under engine cover here. I'm going to use our trim tool here to pop these buttons out. I'm going to do this all the way around the perimeter. Now the two in the front center, we'll save these to last here. And go ahead and pull this splash guard down. Once you have your splash shield off, you want to go ahead and come to these two plastic buttons right here. You can use our trim tool and pop these buttons out. Go ahead and repeat for the passenger side. On the inside of the bumper fender well, I'm going to go ahead and use a Phillips head screwdriver and remove this screw. Once this is out, repeat for the passenger side. Now go ahead and use your trim tool. We're going to remove our plastic buttons around the perimeter of our radiator cover here. Go ahead and remove all 6 of these buttons here. With all the buttons removed, we're going to go ahead and pop this out. Remove it from our hood release and set this aside. We're going to remove the plastic buttons across the top of the header panel here, or the bumper cover. On the driver's side, you want to go ahead and grab the bumper itself, and you're going to pull it out in a way it's going to disconnect from the mounting block inside here. And it's separated. You're going to go ahead and do the same for the passenger side. You're going to go ahead and pull this out, and you're going to disconnect it from the clips underneath the headlight. Go ahead and grab your bumper cover. You can pull it away. Just going to use a 10mm socket. We're going to remove this bolt right here. On the front side over here, I'm going to remove this one. On the top over here, I'm going to go ahead and remove this forward screw right here. Go ahead and pop that out. Take our headlight assembly, we're going to pull it straight forward. Doing this, we're going to disconnect it from the fender. I want to go ahead and tip it, and we want to disconnect our bulbs here. Might be able to use a pair of small pliers. Pinch that tab, work that out. Pinch a tab on the back of the bulb here. And use our pliers to release the harness retainer tab on the back. Pinch that and push that through. Go ahead and remove your headlight assembly. On the bottom of our headlamp, we want to go ahead and remove this bracket. We're going to remove the two 10mm bolts holding it in place. Grab that bracket and discard the headlight. And swap the bracket onto your new headlamp assembly. You go ahead and line that up. There's a little peg or a post that lines up with the bracket. Get the back one started. And we're just going to snug these in. Don't want to over tighten them. Just snug them down. Go ahead and install our light harnesses here. Let's press on our connectors so you can hear them audibly click into place. You take your little harness connector up top, press that into the port right there. That'll lock in. Now let's go ahead and line up our lamp here. There are two tabs on the back side of the lamp that fit into these notches in the fender. So I want to go ahead and line this up. Get that up into place. Once that's up, we're going to go ahead and install our upper bolt here first. Going to just get that started. Let's go ahead and install our lower bracket bolts. Now with those started, we'll go ahead and tighten down the upper bolt. Tighten down that one there, and tighten down our front. Now, original bumper clip here that attaches to the lower portion of the fender was broken when we removed our bumper, so we simply replaced it with a new component here. Let's go ahead and raise up our bumper into position. I want to go ahead and hang the top of the bumper first. kind of set that up there to hold us in place. I'm going to go ahead and work our way around the perimeter of the headlight. The bumper itself is going to clip in to the clips across the bottom of the light. Work our way around. And then the bumper itself will clip into the black mounting clip that we just installed there. I'm going to line this up. And that should snap into place. It's going to go ahead and repeat for the driver's side. Go ahead and install our radiator cover. This plastic trim here have to fit around our hood release. Move this down, and this will fit underneath our bumper cover. And just work your way around. Once that's in place, let's go ahead and install all of our plastic push pins across the top. On the back lip of the bumper, we have to install our screw into that plastic mounting bracket. Once that's snug, let's go ahead and repeat for the driver's side. So now we're going to take our fender liner, go ahead and tuck this in behind. Let's go ahead and install our plastic push pin here into our fender. Snap that into place. Let's go ahead and install the others around the perimeter of the fender liner. Let's go ahead and tuck our wheel well liner up underneath the bumper area here. Let's go ahead and get some plastic push pins installed. I'm going to install a lower splash shield, and there are 2 holes right here in the subframe. I want to go ahead and line this up. I'm going to get those in place first. Slide our cover up underneath. And those 2 buttons there should hold us in place. Let's go ahead and install the rest of our trim buttons. I'm going to install the buttons across the front lower portion of the bumper here. Let's go ahead and install this piece right here. There's a little tab that fits into our fender liner. Go ahead and put a button up on the top here. And right on the back side, this tucks underneath. There's another button that pops up underneath here. And press that into place. We'll go ahead and do the same for the driver's side. Install this little tab into the fender liner. On this side here, you're just going to have one retainer. Go ahead and lock this in and push that into the body. Let's go ahead and install our wheel. Get our lug nuts all started by hand, and we'll go ahead and get this snugged down. Take your wheel. Get that lined up. Let's go ahead and get your lug nuts installed. I'm going to get all these started by hand, and then we'll go ahead and snug them down. Let's go ahead and torque down our lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds.
This is going to be a general tutorial on how to aim your brand new TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, so looking at your brand new TRQ headlamp assembly, you're going to see where your low beam is, and you'll see a little dot right in the center. And that is the axis point, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to mark that with an erasable marker, just so it's easier to see. Next, what we need to do is measure from the level ground up to this point and take note of that measurement. Now we're just going to pull the car up to our wall. On our vehicle, we remember that the measurement was 28 inches for our access point. Your vehicle may be different, but that's where I'm going to put this tape, just above that 28 inches. We'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so let's just back the vehicle up, straight back 25 feet from the wall. And now that we moved our vehicle 25 feet back from the wall, we're going to start with our measurement here. That's where the headlamp center is. We're going to go down 4 inches on the driver's side. On the passenger side, we have our line here. What we need to do is go down 2 inches. To adjust the driver's side, we're going to cover our passenger side headlamp. If you look at the back side of your headlamp assembly, you're going to see something that looks like this. This is the adjustment. Some of these headlight assemblies have 1, 2, or even more of them, but you should at least have 1. This is how we're going to adjust the headlight beam. Now we're going to lower the top part of the beam down to just below this line. When you turn the adjustment to the right, it brings the beam up, and if you turn it to the left, it'll bring the headlight beam down. And this is this way on most vehicles. Let's continue on to doing the passenger side. All right, we properly aligned our TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, and on the quality TRQ headlamps for a pickup truck, the procedure is going to be the same. You're going to find your center dot, mark it, and then you'll measure from the level ground up to your dot. So once your headlamps are properly adjusted, it'll be time to adjust your fog lamps. You'll notice on the driver's side, the focal point is all the way at the bottom right now. I would like to bring it up so it meets up with approximately the bottom of the focal point of the headlight. Some fog lamps have an adjuster, others don't. The ones that do have an adjuster, you would just turn the adjustment to the left or to the right to adjust the beam up and down to where it needs to be. Now with your TRQ headlamps and fog lamps properly aligned, you can drive down the road safely.